Welcome to episode number 23 of Island by Film. My name is Wes. Today we're going to be doing something just a bit unique from the normal here on the channel. We're going to be doing a couple of things. We're going to be talking about a new medium format camera that I recently purchased and have set up and replaced my previous Yashica Mat 124G. And we're also going to be doing something called a photo stay. What's a photo stay, you ask? Well, imagine the exact opposite of a photo walk. Now, this isn't my idea particularly, but this is an idea that came up when I read an article on Casual Photophile. I'm going to link that below so you can actually read that article for yourself. I think this is going to be a really great opportunity to be able to dive a little bit deeper into a scene, and I'll explain that in a little bit here. But, you know, on average, the most important thing for us photographers is to kind of grow in our craft and get a little bit better at taking photographs and hopefully create some meaningful images that that don't just matter to us, because, you know, really it's although that's quite important that we take photographs that matter to us, we also want those photographs to be impactful to others. And so if you're anything like me, that matters to you and it's something that you want to progress in your craft and get better. It's easy to just go from location to location and go to beautiful places and travel all over the world and find places that, you know what, honestly, if you point your camera in that direction, the location is iconic enough that everyone's going to be able to find beauty in it. But finding beauty in the mundane, finding beauty in the normal, if you will, is a little bit more challenging. That requires staying in a location. And I think where that term photo stay comes from is the idea of staying in one spot, not moving from that spot too far, and finding photographs in areas that maybe aren't the most picturesque, you know? So it involves looking into the scene a little bit further and diving deep into it. So the camera I'm going to be using today is the Pentax 645, and I've got on the front of this camera a 80mm Biometar Carl Zeiss 2.8 lens. It's actually not normal to see this kind of lens on this kind of camera, but I'm using a Pentax 6 adapter to adapt a 6x6 lens to this 645 camera. So I think my results are going to be a little bit unique. I've shot one roll so far and I'm pretty pleased with them. Seems to be fairly sharp at 2.8 and seems to create some pretty good results. This camera, first and foremost, has got some heft. I actually, so far, really like this camera. The grip is fantastic on this. This camera shoots like a 35mm SLR, but weighs about 4 times the amount of a heavy single lens reflex camera. But the big advantage of this is you're creating larger negatives. So the 6x45 negative is the smallest of medium format negatives. The reason why I decided to go this direction instead of larger than my previous camera, the Yashica Mat 124G, is because, you know, going from 6x6 down to 645 means that I can go from 12 to 15 images. So it gives me a chance to be able to stretch that roll of film a little bit further, gives me more opportunities to be able to shoot through a scene. Eventually I'd like to actually do some portrait photography with this camera, which 645 is absolutely perfect for that because it's exactly prints out at 8x10 and which is a pretty standard portrait type format. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. The film that I'm going to be using today is Fuji Pro 400H. Pro 400H is a Fuji's, basically their alternative to Portra 400. I like the colors of this film. I haven't shot a lot of it. I've shot a roll in 35mm, maybe a couple rolls. But I've never shot this in medium format. So I'm excited to see how they turn out. Today we're going to be doing, like I said, we're going to be doing a photo stay, which means I'm going to be in one location. I'm going to arrive at that location. I'm not going to overthink it, but when I'm in that location, I'm going to go ahead and see how many photographs of the 15 I can take. I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoy coming along with me. And I hope you give a photo stay a try. And if you do, go on Instagram, #PhotoStay. I think the people at Casual Photophile would appreciate it, and I'd love to see those results as well too. And hit a shout out. My Instagram handle is @IknowByFilm. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear what you think of my episode on the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, I love this film community because it is so unique. It's so different from anything else out there. it's supportive and people are excited to be a part of it. And it's just, it seems to be a place where people can learn the craft of photography with no judgment. So once again, thanks for joining me in this episode, and I hope you enjoy what you see. So I've actually made the decision to try and shoot right within my space. So I'm going to be shooting in my home, in the living room, same area where I just actually took this video. So may not be the most exciting thing, but I'm going to try and shoot within 15 feet of space and see what kind of results I can get. I'm going to try and focus in on the finer, tinier details, shadows, the way the light is cast on certain objects. That's my goal and plan anyway. So let's see what the results look like, and I'm gonna get shooting. So I got my camera perched here for one scene. I'm shooting this plant that we have in the corner here. A little bit of flare coming to the camera, forgive me for that. But I'm shooting this, and the goal is to actually see if I can get some little bit of a close-up with the camera. And I'm going to be using this shot glass right here. The idea behind this is, pardon me, Scotch glass. The idea behind this is I'm going to create a little bit of glow with the light from the left hand side of the frame. So it's a technique I saw that Peter McKinnon used on one of his videos. I'll link that below as well too. So yeah, so that's the goal. I'll see what this image looks like. Okay, so you'll see right here my cute little dog, Oliver. Say hi, Oliver. So I'm photographing Oliver right now with some window light in the back there, and you'll probably see 3 or 4 frames because I'm only moving 15 feet and this dog tends to stay right nearby me. So you'll see a few pictures of Oliver, I'm sure. Okay, I shot all 15 frames, and the goal was to see if I could find interesting subjects within those frames for all 15 shots. And so you've seen the results. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks again for watching this episode. Look forward to seeing you next time.